I viewed my dad, he emotionally was abusive to my mom as well as verbally. I watched my mom crumble underneath that. My little mind came to the conclusions that women are hated, women are vulnerable, and women are weak. It was a Sunday afternoon. My spiritual dad came up to me and he said, "Hey, do you got a moment? Can I talk to you about something?" And I thought, you know what? I know this feeling of, can I talk to you about something? And I thought, I think I'm going to be confronted. We went back into this prayer room and the pastor looked at me and he said, "We're hearing some rumors about you. And I just want to know, who are you? Who are you really?" Same question, 11 years earlier. And I'm like, oh, wow. But this time, for whatever reason, I told the truth. And I said, prior to that, I'd said, I'm a man who used to be a woman. This time I said, I'm a woman living as a man. That's the truth. And when I did that, the Holy Spirit went and just blew into me. And I was like, ooh. And, I didn't know much about the prophetic or anything, but I had this quick vision and I saw 2 weeks of my life and everything I needed to do. And I needed to step down from this ministry. And first and foremost, though, I had to go back to being who God created me to be. I was like, ugh. To me, there was no other option. I had no other choice. From that point, there was probably maybe a 4-year period where the Lord continued to just woo me, bringing healing. I was just so hungry for him. And I can remember I started reading my Bible every day. I can remember being so happy about my Bible, I would carry it into work, and I'd have it on my desk. And people were like, "Man, what's wrong with you? You're carrying this Bible thing." And I'm like, yeah, I love it. Some of the major wounds that I dealt with was, of course, my dad. That was a big deal. And at one point, the Lord came to me and he said, "When you pray, I want you to call me Daddy." I had started in this program at the Portland Fellowship, and I was working through my stuff. When I came out of the lifestyle, I got involved with them. One of the teachings on is, what do you call the Lord? And what name can't you call him? And I thought, well, I can call him Father, I can call him Dad, I can call him, I'm like, I don't have an issue with that. And then when the Lord came to me and said, "When you pray, I want you to call me Daddy," because that's what I called my dad, was Daddy. And I thought, okay, that's the trigger there, that one. And when he said, "I want you to call me Daddy," I said, not doing that, not ever. And so he backed off. And the next day I went to pray and said, "Oh, Lord." And he's like, "I want you to call me Daddy." And I'm like, then we're done. I'm not doing that. Third day, "Lord, call me Daddy." We're not doing that. This went on for 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm standing my ground because he's not going to make me call him Daddy. And I realized later that in calling him Daddy was like swearing at him, because that had such a bad taste in my mouth. It meant so many ugly things to me. Why would I want to call the Lord Daddy? Why would he want that? So there was a graveyard that I would go and pray at, mostly because it was quiet, nobody bugged me, and I could pace around and pray out loud. And I started to pray, and the Lord said, "I want you to call me Daddy." And I thought, okay, it's been 2 weeks. He's still asking. Obviously, I haven't changed his mind, so what would be wrong with that? What if that's okay? What if? So I sat there, and honestly, I had to work up courage, because I'm like, okay, wait, if I do this, what is he gonna do to me? How is he gonna respond to me? Because this other person who I called Daddy wasn't good. The Lord's supposed to be good, but now I'm calling him a name. So I had this turmoil in there and dealing with fear. It's like, if I say this, I don't know, but what if it's okay? What if it's okay? So I sat there with all the courage I had, and I just said, "Daddy, And I broke. And I cried so hard, my sides hurt the next day. I mean, it was this deep within me, gut-wrenching pain, whatever that was, that came out. And I can remember in the midst of that, pounding my fists into that grass as hard as I could, yelling, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, with everything that I had. In between sobs, screaming this. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I just called the Lord Daddy, and now I'm yelling, I hate you. I'm like, Lord, I don't hate you. I don't hate you. I don't hate you. And the Lord said, I know, but you had to for a moment. It's like, oh, because I understood that He stood in that place. And the only way I know to describe it is that He took that pain, and all I know is something happened that day. You know, there was something within me that was released. There was something within me that was gone, but yet it was still raw in there.